Yo, started off with the water this time. It's a little different. Happy Monday evening. And it is time for Where's My Finish Line? Thank you. Thank you in advance for listening to this and watching this whenever you decided to listen and watch this. All right. It's always greatly appreciated by me from you. All right. You know what? I'm preparing some jewelry here because I just thought about this from the conversation that me and the missus just had. And one day, maybe even Wednesday, we're going to talk about the true price and value of vagina. And if you just tuned in, the title is right, but I just want to say that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's because we were having a very great conversation about the price of vagina and how she was thinking that some a gentleman had possibly was lying about the amount he paid for a threesome. And I was like, no, he may not be lying to you at all. And we broke it down and we crunched some numbers and yeah, and let's just say that I made my point crystal clear about uh vagina not necessarily being as high priced as you think it is, no matter how many followers a woman possesses. Gilbert, what's up, sir? Hey, is it an all-time low? But JJ's at the all-time low. Is going for the 399. 399, sir. You know? Oh, oh man. Yo, man. It's inspiration. All right. I just got one piece of I had to type that down. But yeah, man, we're gonna talk about that maybe Wednesday, man. Well, and maybe we can even sidebar this evening. She's going off to sleep now. So I'll be doing my thing solo today. Uh yeah, you can't get it everywhere. And hey fellas, what I do want to say before I really start my the main part of my conversation is shoot your shot, man. Shoot your shot. It don't cost as much as you think it do. If you really want that, and you know what, real quick, shout out to the sex workers out there, the ones that I know and don't know, because I don't judge. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not Wapner. You dig what I'm saying? I don't judge anybody. I'm not Mathis. I'm not Greg Mathis. We don't do that. I'm not Joe Brown. We don't do no judging here, right? But at the same time, fam, if you don't really like want to date her, like her, love her, you just want to feel that. You want to just get a taste. Pay for it. Pay for it. It's cool. It's cool. You know, um, especially if she's willing to put a price on it. Pay the price. Pay the price. It's not your hand ain't gonna get it done every single time if you really want it that bad and you can't and you ain't got enough G in you to get it for the low or for the free. Look, man, we're adults now. You know what I'm saying? We're adults now, and all adults have needs, desires, and aspirations. And maybe the young lady that you want ain't even looking for love or doesn't even want love in general. You know, hit the Venmo, man. Zell it, Cash App it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The mistake that a lot of you make is that you're trying to grandstand and make a public service announcement about how you will or won't pay for a vagina. You shouldn't even really be wanting to tell people about where you're putting your penis at a certain age anyway. Like that's never been cool, like super cool to me. I've never asked for body counts. I don't care, unless it's one of the homies. Like I don't want us to purposely be running through the same chicks. You dig? Like I never wanted that. But other than that, like I'm not really telling you anywhere I've been because I don't like the stigma, the behavior, the conversation that comes with that. It's like why am I even telling you that? You know what I mean? But I digress, man. Where's my finish line? Quick little warm up there. We're going to talk about being a sports parent today. Uh, And this came to my mind today as I think it's like the third or fourth week of the season for Layla. She's the volleyball. I'd be having a blast on the sideline, but then I'd be getting super frustrated. And the reason why I want to talk about this today is because of the conversation that we had after her game. She's on the JV team for the volleyball team, right? And she got in and played. Honestly, she did overall, she did really well. She's still learning the game, and she's still a little nervous out there, and I understand that. Um, but I know once she fully breaks out of her shell that she's gonna be like amazing at whatever she dedicates herself to do and whatever she decides to put the work in to do. But after the game, she came and sat down by me, and she was just talking to me about the game and the things that she wanted to do, and how she wished that, like she was more she had more time and her position on the court. And then I just found myself like just we were in the full blown conversation in between the varsity and JV games where I'm just going over the motions with her, just things that I wanted to see her do on the floor to just increase her game and just make it better. I told her, to be an asset to her team, in a capacity where, she's willing to dominate or willing to take over or willing to just put herself out there for the team. And she used to, it's like she likes to play the back or the middle, and she likes to try to serve too, for volleyball, and she doesn't like playing the front. I'm like, I had to paint the picture to her to like, I was like, if you play well in the front and you dominate the front, you'll make it to the back faster, you know? Because real talk, their team needs work. I'll just leave it like that. I don't want to disrespect nobody's kids. I don't know who's gonna see this, but they need work, right? And I was telling her just the little things that you do when you're at the front by the net that can get you back to serving and get you back where you want to be. I was like, but it all depends on how you play the game and how you dominate from the position that you started. And at first, she didn't feel me until I broke it down like that to her. She was like, so I was like, well, look, if you were spiking on girls and if you were, setting and slapping the ball over and really getting in the grind there and calling your shot and making sure you got that ball over the net to extend plays, you'd see more time back there serving. And I was like, and you get back there faster. She's like, oh. I was like, yeah. I was like, look, y'all can't win without the ball. So you got to make sure that you're doing what you got to do for your team in order to get what you want. Like you want to win, but you also want to play in the back because you think you're better in the back. I'm telling you, dominate at the front first so it's easier for you to get to the back. And we started going over just technique and different things that she knew she could do and things that she wanted to do and how she's been practicing, outside of practice. So proud of her, man. Super proud of her. I'll admit, I don't think she's like ultra passionate about it, but she likes to show up and she's starting to like to really put in the work. And that's the most important thing for me with her. I even tell her that in basketball. I'm like, look, basketball is serious now for you. You're 11 now. The kids that you are playing basketball with now are most likely, or you're playing around now and with now, are most likely going to go to college, and a percentage of you might make the WNBA or the NBA, or you might be in the G League or the D League or overseas. You don't know, but this is the time to start taking it seriously. And her mother and I, we always say, like, yo, whatever you want to do, we'll support it. We'll even invest in it. But the work's got to be put in. And if the work's not being put in, let's not waste time. Let's not waste money. Let's really get to some other things that you'd rather do. Because unlike other parents that I've heard of, I won't even say most parents, I don't aspire to make our child be an athlete. I'm not trying to force her on the court or on the green or on the tennis court, volleyball court, anything. I'm not going to force her to do anything. Now, do I not want her to do nothing? Absolutely. Like I want her to be active in some aspect. Um, my daughter loves to paint, and actually, a lot of her painting was inspiring me to want to paint. you know, and I look at I look at that situation just in a vacuum, right? Look at that by itself. And we were nurturing that. And we still do. Canvases, brushes, easels, paint, whatever she needs. We will do our due diligence in making sure that she gets what she needs to fulfill this passion in her because she just paints naturally. It's just what she just loves to do for no reason. Sports is a little different. Layla is at that age where, excuse me, she's at that age where she doesn't like to lose, and but also if it doesn't come easy, then she'll lose interest pretty quickly. And I'm trying to shake that out of her, not physically, of course, but I'm trying to shake her of that mentality because that separates the recreational from the amateurs that become professionals, you know? Like you can't just play the game because you're winning, or you can't play the game because it's easy. You got to play the game because you love the game and you just happen to be great at it at the same time. At least that's my philosophy. So, with that, I also see, the other parents, and it's interesting because obviously team sports, people want to win, and teams want to win. Everybody wants to see their child play, right? And I won't front, a couple games, Layla didn't play, and I didn't understand it, but I didn't want to take the sissy parent approach. You dig? Like, granted, again, this team needs work, right? And it is my thought is that unless we dealing with like an all-star squad and we killing the other team, if we losing or we getting whopped, we getting 30'd out here, as they say in the battle rap world, then everybody should play, you know? Like that, this if your team is bad or just not that good, like you have no superstars, you know what I'm saying? Then everybody should play, you know? That was that's like the recipe for success for like Blazers, the Nuggets, right? Before they got Joker, like nobody was a superstar, so just everybody just played and they won games and they were like the third seed in the East, right? Because everybody played, they knew how to play together, knew how to play the game, and that was it. And would I like her to get more time? Yeah. Would I like her to play all the game? Yeah, if she wanted to. But I refuse to be one of those punk ass parents that's like calling the coach, trying to make them play my child. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not doing that. I already made a pact with her mom. Like, look, this is the growing pains of this sport and this team. So I think it's the first year that they had the JV team, or they got to practice real late. Like they first practice was like 2 days before the actual season started, so they really playing from behind. So we're granting some grace. We're not really doing the whole you should be the going downstate now. Like we're not doing that. But at the same time, though, you can tell it's almost like you can tell the parents that cry, whine, and complain for their child so they get more playing time. And what's so funny is I think that is a sign that your child just isn't good. I think this is a sign that your child isn't good. I think that you realize that, man, if I don't pull some strings here, then they're just terrible and that they'll just never experience anything with this. And you might be right. Me personally, though, I'd rather Layla specifically, because we're talking, talking about my child here. I'd rather Layla learn the game, come from the mud, take over the game, learn to dominate, and learn to be the best player, so they can't take her out. You know what I'm saying? And so and then so she ends up on varsity, because I think there's more uh credibility in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be the parent that's jamming up the coach to get my child some playing time. Like, I'd rather them be like, wow, you know what? Lay is so good that I'd be a fool not to play her tonight, you know? And that's going to come with the work that we put in outside of practice, outside of games. And I believe in my daughter's ability. I believe, like, that's why I tell her, keep that aggressiveness, keep that high spirit that you just possess. Those things that, when you running, jumping, and bouncing all around the house, put that on the court. They need it more than your grandmother does when she's trying to get you to calm down and watch TV, you know? Um, and I like how we're starting. I'm not a stage dad. Thank God. Thank you, God, for not making me a stage dad. I so appreciate it. They're so lame. Thank you, God, for not making me a lame stage dad. And I say that in all seriousness, because there is just there's just something wrong to me about being just so hard on your children to, sign up and achieve and receive accolades in sports. Now, granted, you could be hard on your child and the sport of choice, and they could become Tiger Woods. They could become Venus and Serena Williams. They could become Michael Jordan. But also, though, you could have your child end up being a alcohol dependent addict that hates all sports and anything that's competition driven, and they have no desire to do anything. Choice is yours, right? It's kind of like a mixed bag type of deal, right? I'm sure Al wanted Bud Bundy to play football, but he was more into porn, and that's okay. That's okay. Um, I don't want to ever just again, just the pressure that you put on just like young people when they're still trying to figure out who they want to be. If and maybe I feel different about this if Layla was like, yeah, I want to play volleyball and I want to go to the Olympics and my favorite player is this and that. So then, like, I think when you got that kind of focus and when you understand the game that you're in and you're watching it, I think that's when it gets, better for you. Like, I want her to gravitate to either a player or a team of a certain sport before I push that hard on her. I think that's important because, you know, especially if you have just young, ambitious children that are just willing to get out there and try anything, which I think that's what we have on our hands here. She's going to be interested in something like every other week or every 2 weeks. She's already talking to me about basketball season, and there's not even a team for the school for her age group. But this is also why I'm telling her to be prepared for when it is, because the older you get, the steeper and stiffer the competition becomes to get a spot on that team. There are so many things that I want sports to teach her, and so many things that I think that she'll learn about herself that she needs. So I do love the fact that, one, that she does even want to be in organized sports of any kind, and that she is taking the initiative to take it seriously. And I really do hope that what she's learning in these experiences, winning and losing, it is something that she carries with her, and she applies it to just other aspects of life. And I think that's what truly being a sports parent is about. To really, like, it's really not about the wins and losses for the most part. Obviously that's an element. Everybody wants that element in there, and it makes sense. But what about character building? What about teamwork? What about the aspect of, again, putting in the work to achieve just even small successes? Uh, those kind of things are important to me, and those are the kind of things that I push on her to just know, understand, and grow into. You know, because she'll say sometimes, like, I can overhand serve now, Daddy, and it doesn't make it over the net every time, but like my first three are like good. I'm just like, well, awesome. So now you should be working to make sure 5 out of 10 get over, and then 6 out of 10 get over, and so on and so forth, and keep doing it straight. Like, never stop working on it, because it doesn't matter if you can do it one time. It matters when you can do it when it counts, and and every possession is going to count when you're in the game. You know, I swear I be getting my Papa Bear Hollis on, man. I just be spitting like just ill stuff to her, and it makes me feel good. And then and today, when we talked just about the team and the games, and how to play and the things that she wants to do, and even her just being nervous, and her being, just getting a little stage fright, if you will, by being on there. It was good to just talk it out with her, and just to let her know that, hey, you're doing good. This is going to happen. That's why I want you to keep getting out there. That's the other reason why I want to keep getting out there, and why I do have a problem with the coach not playing all of the girls. It's not about playing my girl. All of the girls need to play, because there is probably stage fright. There is, probably just that fear of just getting out there and letting it go and really playing. These girls are 10, 11 years old. For some of them, this is the first organized sport they've ever played. They're not going to really get a feel of what it is to play and really break those jitters on the bench, especially when they're not winning the game, you know? So we talked all that out. I let her know that I was super proud of her, that she did a really good job today, because she did. She really did. And, she gave me a hug, and she's like, well, I got to get back on the bench, Daddy. And she hugged me, kissed her on the head. And I just let her just know that I was just extremely proud of her, and watched her get over there. And then we watched the varsity girls play, and one of the young girls on the other team, the away team, was playing exactly like I told her to play. And when she spiked, when she spiked down on one of the girls, she looked at me and grinned. I was like, see, right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's that young lady's putting in the work, and she's dominating from her position. And she was all over the court the whole night. Young girl was a monster. Like, she was dope. But where's my finish line? 23 minutes and some change in. I just want to share that story with you all today, about just being a sports parent, man. I think it's important that we encourage our children to do something, man. Get them off these devices, get them off of this out in front of these TVs. I'm so happy that I have a young lady that likes to be outside, and that likes to do things other than just play on a smartphone or a tablet or a game console all day. She took her birthday money and bought a beach cruiser. Not a beach cruiser, something like that. It was almost, but she bought some bike, another bike. She has bikes, she has mopeds, she has a basketball goal outside, she has a trampoline, she likes to go swimming. I love it. I just love having an active child. That's dope to me. And I'm always going to encourage it, even when I'm dead tired. When she says, I want to go to the park, all right, well, can I just take a nap in the parking lot real quick? I promise I'll drop you and your cousins off, whatever you want to do. Just as long as you get out and you stay out. Now, granted, it do be super hot down here in Tennessee, so sometimes I'd be like, "Man, you sure you don't wanna wait till, like, October? Because it's, like, 98 today." But I'm remain happy nonetheless, and, I just hope that, I can continue to nurture her the proper way in all these sports and all of her activities because that's what's, the most important part about it to me. We're gonna get to winning, and the importance of winning or not winning when we truly define her sport or her activity and the passion for that. Because you know what? Quick story on that. Because again, she loves to paint, and her mother really wanted her to enter this. It's I think like a Fourth of July like art contest or whatever. And her mentality was, well, if I'm not gonna get first place, I ain't in it. And it was like, I love her win or die attitude. Second place is last, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think she's ever seen Talladega Nights too, by the way. And I love that. But I had to tell her, with her art, it's different. I said, granted, look, we all want to win and we all want to do our best. And we all want to, receive accolades. I was like, but Pumpkin, if you don't love what you do, it doesn't matter what place you get. What I want you to do is when you enter these art contests, I want you to love what you created, whether they love it or not. If it's first place to you, it's first place, you know, especially when we're talking about just art projects and things of that nature. And she felt me, and she still didn't want to do it because I don't think she liked the guidelines of the contest or whatever. But it really it was in that moment when we had that conversation that we also, just tie into sports, where I was like, love what you're doing first. The wins, much like the money, is gonna come. But you gotta love what you're doing first and foremost, or else it doesn't even make any sense to be a part of it, you know? And the last thing I want her doing is what shoot a lot of just Americans do. Like a lot of us humans here in the US, like we're doing it for the check. We're doing it for the look. We're doing it for the accolade. We're not doing it for the love. And that's one thing with her and my future children, because I'm gonna have some more. I got a good I'm well, not actively preparing for it, but you know, hopefully by 45 I have a couple more kids and we can get this over with, right? But um I just want my children to understand what I've learned in my life, which is doing it for the love. If you love to do it, especially now, especially in this now in the age of the internet and exposing your whatever it is, your thing, exposing your thing to the world for profit is so easy and attainable. I just want them to just start very early as they can, just doing whatever it is that they love and just 10xing on the love because everything else is going to come with that. And whether that's basketball, whether that's volleyball, just painting pictures, making sculptures, bike riding, who knows? I just hope I just hope that she loves it first and then waits for everything else as far as achievements and accolades to come second. Where's my finish line? That's all I got today, man. We are at 29 minutes strong, and I'll give y'all some jewelry out here, man. Uh, I got one new one for sure, and we'll talk about. I think I'll give y'all some old ones. Let me see. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, no, you know what? I think we got two today. We got two today. We got two new ones today. All right. Hey, but listen, if you owe money, stay in the house, especially with COVID. If you owe money and you out here sick, you out here sick twice over. Just stay in the house, man. If you owe money, stay in the house. You ain't really got nowhere to go, you know? And let me see. New one I got here. Hey, the best way to diffuse an argument is to prove that you are not arguing. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, I live that. I live that. The best way to diffuse an argument is to prove that you are not arguing. All right. And our last one for today, I actually came up with this one right before the show. Let success build inspiration, not envy. All right. Let success build inspiration, not envy. You guys have been great. Thank you for tuning in wherever you decide to tune in. Where's my finish line? We will be back on Wednesday night. And as always, love.